to the Play Properly channel. This is actually my first time in a while shooting some videos, at least for this one here. I'm not sure how I'm going to upload. I got a bunch of other videos I haven't edited yet that upload, so I'm not sure what order, but just before doing this one, I mean, I've unfortunately caught COVID a few weeks ago, so I'm still kind of recovering and I'm still kind of coughing a lot, so hopefully I won't cough too much during this. But we're doing an opening video, the G.I. Joe deck building game. Something new. Actually, I must admit I was a little bit surprised. I wasn't expecting it to be ready yet. I went and picked up my Transformers one, and this one was there too, so I was quite delighted to kind of get both. And yeah, so let's give this an open and let's see what's inside. Of course, I can always edit out if I have any issues coughing or shortness of breath and stuff I get. Fun times we live in right now. All right. So I actually haven't watched anything on this yet, so I don't know how the game plays. Or even what's in here, really. So what do we got here? First, we get... Oh, there's going to be a G.I. Joe role-playing game. Interesting. Create your own Joe. Oh, what does it say here? Role-playing game, create your own Joe by choosing your military training origin, personal traits, enroll within the G.I. Joe organization to become a real American hero and save the day. So there's a G.I. Joe role-playing game coming out. And of course there's the Transformers deck building game that I will be doing a video on too. So we got the instructions, the rule book. Nice and easy to read, that's always good to see. I think I'm a little rusty in making videos here, it's been a while. Camera actually hasn't been doing too good, but I'm getting close to getting a new camera. So there's some of the rules there. Player turn sequence, so they got the stuff at the back, so it's easy to reference. So we got some of the counters here. So we got the Cobra counter. End around stuff, you get the hanger. Make sure your transports are placed, you got reserve. Again, I don't know what everything else in here does. Get a bunch of dice. Let's take a closer look at the dice here. So you got symbols in here, a couple of 2 stars, 1 star, 0 circle. Let's check out those cards here first. These are the bigger cards. Let's take a look at them. Where's the opening? I can see where it's supposed to open. Rip, tear. Not seeing it. Oh, I'm already starting to feel winded already. Oh, there we go. I got it. Alright, so what do we got here? I guess these are a bunch of the missions. So we can uncover the double agent. Protect the satellite. Should get this down more in the light here, sorry. Prevent the satellite launch. Find the tracking device. Decode Cobra secret transmission. Rescue the scientists. So these must be all the missions and stuff. Scan for the secret location. Escape on jetpacks. Destro attacks. Snake robot attack. The Joe surrender. Grab the rare crystal element. Under the sea. Secure the rare liquid element. Underwater mayhem. Meteoritic rise. Secure the rare volcanic element. Destroy the mass device. Decode Cobra's secret message. Find the location of the hidden battalion. Oh, I'm starting to run out of breath here again. Oh, this is getting a little bit harder than I thought. Okay, repel Cobra's attack. Uncover the spy in Washington, D.C. Then expose the truth. No Joes. An unlikely ally. Infiltrate the top secret Cobra facility. Analyze the blueprints. Save the Prime Minister. Zartan in disguise. Prevent the Cobra attack. Big Ben. Sneak onto the Cobra space station. Disable the laser grid. The snake eats its own tail. Fight the Cobra space guard. Sabotage the space station. Destroy the mind control device. One thing I like so far is there seems to be lots of selection. That's good to keep the game interesting. Let's see what we got here. So those look like Cobras. Those look like starter cards or Joes. Again, like I don't know what we got here, but let's start with the Cobras, I guess. I can find. Oh god, I'm running out of breath again. All right, let's take a quick look at these cards here. I picked a kind of a stormy night to be doing this, but so we got complication, major blood appears, side mission, hiss tank attack. Complication, we got company, Rattler attack. Override security systems, underwater entrance, captured. Don't tell me the odds. Surprise attack, Destro appears, overwhelming force, search and rescue. So we got side missions and complications in here. Morace, Sea Assault, Fang Squadron, Anonymous Tip-Off, Nobody Ever Knocks, Ambushed, Storm Shadow appears. So that, I can't really say everything in here. I'm just kind of running out of breath here. This could have been a little bit tougher than I thought. Maybe I'm trying to do this a little bit too early. Oh, we've got some characters though. Okay, so these are kind of complications, the side quests. So we got Cobra Commander, Destro, Baroness. This is probably the stuff we're really going to be more interested in. Dr. Mindbender, Zartan, Major Blood, Storm Shadow, Cobra Battalion. Let's see a few Cobra Battalions. Covert Trooper. A few Cobra Troopers. Then we got comms. We're gonna get some kind of starter, diffuse starter. That must be like the starter stuff. Again, like I said, I don't know how to play this game yet. I just bought it, but it looks interesting. So let's look at this next. You always tell this is a genuine opening when you don't even know what you're getting inside of it. At least I'm keeping it real. Doing this with my opening. Alright, let's see what we got here. So we also got more starters. What do we got here? GI Starter Dro. So I get quite a few of those. Quite a few. Wow, lots of them, lots of them, lots of them. Are they all of them? I guess so. These must be all the starter stuff. Service rifle. So this must be equipment you get. So there's quite a few service rifles. And then we get to the characters. Here we go. This is what we're going to want to watch. So we got Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Duke, Lady Jane, Roadblock, Flint, Barbecue, Shipwreck and Polly, Ace, Muskrat, Lowlight, Zap, Mainframe, Clutch, Ripcord, and Jinx. That's what we got there. Also, I'm hoping the power doesn't go out. The power was trying to go out just before I kind of start this video too, so feeling a little bit of time pressure to get this done in time. Oh man, it's tough to breathe. Okay. I don't know why it's tough to breathe, but I'm really exerting myself too much here. At least I'm getting over my fatigue. I was getting fatigued after I recovered too, but I missed this spot here. Legitimate symptoms, I think I probably had the Delta variant, but because I had more of a cold, really bad cold. Alright, so we also got Lightfoot, Lift Ticket, Beachhead, Leatherneck, Alpine, Airborne, Cutter, Deep Six, Torpedo, Tunnel Rat, Spirit and Freedom, Stalker, Rock and Roll, Wild Bill, Cover Girl, oh, that's one I don't remember, Hawk, and then we got some vehicles. We got the Vamp, Awe Striker, the Ram, APC, the Tomahawk, Sky Striker XP-14F, the Skyhawk, Killer Whale. I used to have that in real life. That was cool. Shark. And then it looks like we got some vehicle stuff you can put on, or there's some weapons and stuff. Inspiration, disarm, all in utility stuff. Cover signal, distraction. You called for backup. Expert training, cover fire. Knowledge is half the battle. I remember that saying. Halo jump. Got some gear. Gas grenades, proximity mines, hacking gear, smart missile, high vision binoculars, rocket launcher, drone strike, tranquilizer dart, detonator, scuba gear, sniper rifle. And what do we got here? Promoted leader stuff. Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Duke, Lady Jane, Roadblock, Flint. And then we've got some expert mode stuff. Again, I don't know how to play. Turn sequence cards. So there you have it. This is what you get in the G.I. Joe deck building game, and I'll probably record a game here too. Once I learn how to play, I'm gonna learn how to play first, and then then I'll record a game. So that's to play properly. Larry out while I can still breathe, and talk to you guys later. Okay, I decided I shot the opening video for this just about a week and a half ago. Decided to do a little add-on to it. Oh God, I'm still feeling a little tad out of breath, but I'm feeling a lot better though after surviving COVID here. But so I figured I would like to talk about the game, because when I opened it, I didn't know anything about the game or anything, or what to talk about, anything. So I decided that, after I've played about 7 games now, I played about 6. Well, I played all by myself, so I guess all of it's solo player, but I played six games where I was kind of using multiple people, and then I played 1 game total solo with just 1 person, so I kind of got a good feel for the game. I kind of lost a lot of my earlier games, of course, but toward the end I was starting to win because I was figuring out the game a bit. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about it. So you got your 6 starter Joes. You got Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Duke, Lady Jane, Flint, and Roadblock. They all got their unique little thing that they do. One thing I should note, Duke here, his says put 1 GI from the discard pile to your hand. You're talking about the starter. I played my first 2 games. I was thinking it was basically any Joe, and I was kind of pulling Joes. Wish I kind of was playing wrong. Didn't matter anyways because I lost the games I had them in there anyways. But just to make a note of that, that does specifically say the GI, which is the GI starters. So because the GI starters you can get rid of after a successful mission. So with Duke, when I figured that out, I was actually in the middle of the game, and I got rid of all the GIs except for one. So, and I had him promoted too. When you have him promoted, he's got a special ability too, where you put him in your hand. Plus, if you use them in a mission, you gain additional 1 wild skill. 1 wild skill is basically an extra die. So it does make a big difference. So Duke Boat is the only one you don't want to really kill the GIs with, but because he makes all the other GIs better, especially when promoted. So yeah, I kind of used all of these guys. Do I have a favorite, really? I don't really. Kind of surprisingly, I don't have really a favorite for kind of gameplay. My one solo match was Snake Eyes, and I managed to beat it with Snake Eyes, and I managed to beat Mission 2, which is the harder mission. Yeah, so the missions are kind of neat. So the missions are kind of, Mission 2, and you got Mission 1, and then you've got kind of a gold-plated, which is kind of like your main one for that act, so it's kind of like a 3-act system. So the one with the gold border is always going to be in there, and then you're going to have 2 random ones of these other ones. So there's enough variety there to keep the game interesting and fresh if you're playing the same mission. But this is definitely one area where I think there's going to be expansions for. Is going to be for the missions. The missions were good. I've lost different ways. There's about a couple of different ways you can lose. You can lose by either having your threat meter all the way up to the top. I lost that way one time. There was a way to lose where you have Cobra battalions covering you have 6 kind of cards here, and the Cobra battalion is going to cover up the cards, and you lose if you cover all of them up, and I lost that way. That was actually because of these complication cards. I had complication cards come up where it put one out, and you got to draw and reserve the other one, and ended up getting both of them in back to back, where it would kind of put the Cobra battalions out, and then you had to resolve the next one. So it ended up putting 2 out right back to back, and ended up losing that way once, which is kind of cool. I mean, because a little bit of variety and a little bit of a surprise. So that kind of surprised me, and I lost that way. So I kind of because of that, I kind of I don't let the Cobra battalions get too big now. I usually try to keep them down to 2 at the max now instead of I let that one get up to 4, and I thought that would be fine, and that obviously wasn't fine. Covert Troopers can be annoying too. They kind of come into your deck, so they're kind of like the one factor that goes into your deck and makes you kind of draw a dead card, and you got to fight them to get rid of them so you don't draw them. So they can get annoying. Some of the complications are kind of cool. Some of them are really annoying. Like some of the ones that kind of caught me. What are some of the ones here I should point out? This one here, which is it's complication levels. This is complication 1. Discard 1 Joe from this mission. This one here has screwed me up numerous times. There's one time I actually had 1 Joe going in, and this thing flipped up the complication, and I failed the mission automatically because I only had 1 Joe going in. So this can the captured card really messes you up. But again, that's kind of cool that it's in there. So your starters, I should maybe start with starter. You get 1 diffuse, which allows you to kind of decrease and kind of control the threat meter. You get a reroll, which comes in handy. The comp starter is kind of like I find the most non-useful out of the starter cards because you get to choose one. You get to discard 1 uncovered card from the lineup. So your lineups, your 6 cards, your resource cards, whatever you got, spread out. So you need to discard 1 of them and draw another card, so you can kind of rotate some of it. That's okay. Except for there is a rule that which I did lose one time too, where if this deck goes down to 0, you lose, and I lost that way too. So you got to be careful also with that. And or choose a target teammate with 3 or fewer cards in hand, draws 1 card. That comes in handy sometimes, especially if you're kind of teaming up on a mission and they kind of use up their cards. You can kind of give them an extra card to kind of, as a thank you for kind of helping you out on a mission. But otherwise, this card doesn't really get used that much. But the more important ones are these 2 for sure. And of course, the GI starter ones are kind of good for buying at the start, but eventually you want to get them out of the deck unless you've got Duke. The Cobra officers, the Obey Cobra cards here. These ones are actually pretty cool. They're actually pretty strong. Like for Destro, you get to reroll your double hit results against the story mission. I mean, that's pretty brutal. I mean, I got lucky a few times with this, and I managed to, after a roll on double hit, I did roll an extra double hit again, right again, or roll a hit afterwards. But it can mess you up, especially if you roll a lot of them. Zartan is really tricky. To defeat the story mission, you must match the difficulty exactly. So you got to get your exact amount of hits equal to that difficulty. So, for example, this is a difficulty of 3, and you're rolling 5 dice. You got to make certain you got 3 exact with Zartan out, which makes it pretty difficult. I was getting stuck on one mission because of that. Because there's one mission where which one is it? I think it's Act 2, I think, the main one. Yeah, you put Zartan into play. Zartan cannot be defeated until this mission is complete. So he's going to be out there. You can't defeat him ahead of time, where other times you can defeat the guys that are kind of causing you troubles. But then you're going to have to get 4 for sure on that. But I found the best way to kind of get by that mission is if you can get it in the lineup with the gear. There's a gear called Tranquilizer Dart. Flip all Cobra officers face down to the end of the turn. Of course, no, that's the end of the turn, not end of the round. So whoever's got this card you have to do the attack on that mission when they got that card in hand. But that is really kind of, otherwise it could get stuck in that one mission. But unless you get a lot of rerolls also help to get by Zartan when that comes up. So yeah, like again, these officers are kind of annoying. Dr. Mindbender. So at the start of a group mission, where all these guys here are group missions. The stories are group missions. So start a group mission. Discard the top card of the main deck, which goes down to 0. If it's a Joe, the mission has +2 difficulty. Every time this has happened, except for my 7 games, whatever, when he's come out, I think every time but once, it's been a Joe. So every time, he's been annoying too, because he's upped the difficulty like almost every single time. So you gotta be careful of that. Again, Tranquilizer Dart works against him. Cobra Commander, this is the one reason why I kind of lost at one time with the main deck, because he came out toward the end, and at the end of each round, discard all uncovered main deck cards in the lineup, and plus it bumps the story mission by +3. So this time, I'd actually been playing for a while, so I'd gone through and bought a lot of cards. And when he came up, it kind of like, when he came up, it was like right just before the end of a round. So I wasn't kind of prepared for him, and it was like just the Joe that was going to start the end of the round when he popped up. And so I ended up like losing all my lineup, and then when I put it out, I was like down to like only a couple of cards left in my lineup. So I basically restricted me, and then I was I didn't make it. I had to beat the mission within the next round for sure, or else he would have wiped me out, and I ended up not being able to do it. But Covert Commander again is a difficult one. Of course, vehicles recon, you can't take them out first. Baroness, she didn't come out too much to me toward the end of that. She was more kind of mission 1 for me, but story mission must be started by leaders, so that gets really restrictive too. Storm Shadow, he's kind of a weird one because he's kind of listed as a group mission, but he is assigned to player as a side mission. So I'm still a little bit confused on how to play him. So I've been playing him straight as a side mission, and it's only the person that's got him, because the side mission is assigned to one certain Joe. So I've been kind of using it like that and not using it as a group mission, because I'm assuming that that's probably maybe a misprint. I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully there'll be some clarifications on that. But of course, at the end of your turn, it's a +2 to the threat meter, so you can't really leave him lingering. Major Blood, I think he's kind of like the least problematic of all the officers. At the start of each player's turn, you place 1 Cobra Battalion on it, but it's only for an uncovered card in the lineup with a cost of 5 or plus. So that usually ends up, unless you got a lot of high cost cards out there, he doesn't really affect your lineup too much. Like Tranquilizer Dart's like 4. See, there's a 5 there. I mean, there's a few 5s. Like, it will affect. In fact, like, it did affect me the one time I did lose, because I did have some 5s out there, which kind of didn't help, and it kind of got up to 4 when I got those complication cards. But So Major Blood, I think, is kind of like the least problematic out of them all, but still he will cause problems. So overall, I actually was quite surprised. I actually think this game is actually quite fun. For expansions, definitely I'm looking forward to more missions. Missions I think are kind of great. I like to definitely have more missions because I think after a certain amount of time you probably will still get bored of the missions, but that's one area where they can definitely expand. I can definitely see expanding into more difficult officers. Not sure how they're going to expand the main deck because that is kind of a limited amount of cards in there. Like unless they kind of allow you to have more than, I think it's like 51 cards in here. I mean, there is some kind of Joes in here. Like some Joes I never even got a chance to use. Like what's a good one here? Like I didn't get to use Wild Bill. I mean, I think I did manage to buy them, but I didn't get a chance to use them. Rock and Roll is one I never even got a chance to recruit. 4 recon, 3 marksman. So kind of there's some guys here I didn't even get the chance to use even after 7 games. I mean, some of the equipment, you got APC, where you get to use 8 Joes in attack. Yeah, maybe we should talk about the vehicles. So the vehicles I found were kind of useful for sometimes, and sometimes not useful. Depends kind of on the mission. Because usually you always have a vehicle basically where you can take the Joes in. So usually the VAPs are the most common one. You got 4 Joes that can go. That's kind of like the number of Joes. So they kind of get bonuses and stuff like that. Like I didn't find like a lot of them kind of match up, but there's this occasionally you do get the one vehicle that does match up and is a great fit. But vehicles are still kind of nice to have. The refueling thing can be a little bit bothersome when you have to draw it into your hand again to kind of refuel the card. The Skyhawk isn't bad because it goes back in the hand if you use it against an air thing. So some of these, what's a good one here? Oh, like this one here has got you got the air, the tank, and the boat. So when you're kind of using the vehicles, you got bonuses and stuff that can go against that type of thing. Also with some of the complications here too. Like this one here, the Rattler attack, you got a plane there, so you can use a plane against it. So there's, I mean, the vehicles are definitely interesting. I definitely liked having the vehicles. The game actually played pretty well. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed this game. So definitely give it a thumbs up. It was definitely fun. It definitely did feel like G.I. Joe. And yeah, I would say it's a good game and definitely recommend getting it. And I look forward definitely to more expansions. Like I say, I think the only downside right now is, it's just the game just came out, so definitely gonna have to be more missions. There'll probably be more starter Joes. There'll probably be more officers. Definitely going to be probably more complications too, probably in the future. Maybe there'd be different types of troopers, maybe. So I could definitely see maybe expanding into that, where there'll be different type of Cobra Troopers. Like maybe there'll be like all those other kind of special troopers where you get for Cobra. I can't think of them right now, but and just the only thing I don't know is what they do with the main deck for expansion, but. But anyways, that's what I kind of think of the game, and definitely recommend getting it. It's definitely fun, and I definitely will definitely play this again. So I'll probably record maybe some games of this and put it up on my channel. Probably most likely solo, because of COVID, I'm not really meeting with a lot of people right now, so mostly going to be solo games. But when I get a chance to play with some people, I will definitely record that too. And thanks for watching the Play Properly channel.